Hey everybody, Engineer Coffee, welcome back to Mars. Last episode we played around with the fieldwork update. We played around with these lights here to get the different color changes with the new update. We also built a lab over in the other building over there. There's definitely a lot more to play with. I was hoping to get to some energy stuff last episode, but there was just so much to look at that we didn't get around to it. So definitely something we need to focus on this episode. So let's go ahead and head over this way. Head across our sky bridge here into our warehouse. Alright, so up here on our way to the lobster, we have our battery packs, and they are getting real low. They're all in the black here. Now we still have a full day of power into it, but they are going on the depletion, so we're lucky that we have so many batteries, but it's not looking great. So I want to go ahead and get the lobster here loaded up with a whole bunch of parts and start working on our power situation. I want to attack it from a few different angles, and I've got an idea for a solar farm for the start. So let's go ahead and get this guy loaded and get out and find a site. Alright, I'd like to thank my newest members, Shamrock, Mad Scientist Jake, Ulysses Ryder, and Dennis Scrogland. If you would like to join, there should be a button down below. Unless you're on iOS, then you got to use a browser. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so right here we've got this hill, and then I want to put a solar farm on. So let's go ahead and land the lobster up here at the top and get started. Alright, so I've kind of done a little bit of pre-planning before, at least just some scouting. The sun kind of sets over in this direction here, which means it rises over there, and it doesn't really get any higher than that. I think noon is about there-ish, somewhere over the base, about right there. So I want to build this on the hill, so we're a little bit tilted, so we kind of get a little bit of that sun arc going from there to there. So let me get some foundation blocks placed, and we'll kind of go through the design of what I'm thinking here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, that's looking pretty good. It's a little lower on this side than it is over on the end over there, but I think that's okay. It's all above ground, which is good. And then we're going to carry that over. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. I'm just using the half blocks to save material. Is that going to be in the ground, though? Barely. I think that's going to be close enough. Alright, and that one looks pretty good. We just got that one corner up there to deal with, but I don't know that I want to really redo everything to get that to fit. Let's see how the other side's going to fit. This one will be this way. That one looks pretty good. Yeah, okay. That's looking pretty good. What if I brought it one over, though? Would that be better? I don't know. It might not be better on the way down. Let's go check that. This end looks really good. We might want to carry this over one. Alright, let's bring this guy over one, and I think it's going to make this corner look a little bit better, because that would be our slope one. There we go. Now it's actually in the voxel. That's good. That makes me happier. Okay, yep, and that guy's still in the voxel, and so is that one. Good. Okay, now I want to wrap all of this. That's why I used half blocks, because I just knew I was going to wrap all of this with some slopes. Now that we got this laid out, I want to see if we can get another row here. We should probably check our outer positions. I feel like this is going to be the one that's going to get off. See, that one would end there. That's not looking bad, actually. I think we might want to extend this. Okay, that's technically all still above the voxel, but looks like we're going to start merging in after that. I guess they don't all have to be the same length, but yeah, I think that will work. We're following the contour as much as we can on the ground. Alright, there we go. I think we got a foundation for our farm that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get it welded up so we can start building on top of it. Alright, looks like I forgot a couple corners here, but otherwise got it all welded up. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Love it. Let's go ahead and start building the actual solar panels. Alright, so what I want to do is build up a pillar here, and let's see how far we want to go. That might be too much. We're gonna get some tilt out of this, but I don't think we're gonna get like a full 90-degree tilt out of this thing to come down. I don't think we need it that far, so I think probably just too high. And then we're gonna put a hinge on the top of it. Alright, we'll have the negative faced east. I think that'll be fine. Okay, something like that, and then we'll have something on the top. I'm not exactly sure. I was thinking maybe the pipe works, or the new pipes. Where are those? That's the floor. Oh, it's all in the same block. I am using Wellington's mod, so everything's a little bit disorganized. I was thinking maybe putting something like this on. Maybe the ends? Yeah, because I was thinking that we could carry this guy across like this. And then the solar panels would go up here. Let's see. The solar panels. We could use the old school ones. Those would attach fairly decent. But I was thinking these ones. Yeah, they're a half block tall, so that actually looks pretty skinny now that I look at it. Unless we wanted it to go underneath. Like underneath we could put... let's see, what do I want to take over? That one, I guess? Underneath I could put beam blocks, and then we could have the solar panels attached like that. Oh yeah, we have no power on this grid. I'm thinking like, why is it tilting? I welded up the hinge and everything. Yeah, is that good enough tilt? I feel like it is. Because we're going to have another one, let's see, this is this exact same angle, right? Yeah. So we'll have another one like right there. Of course, it doesn't give me the shadow. Yeah, I guess if we go up taller, we'll get a little bit more angle out of it. Let's go ahead and change this up. Let's not do those pipes. Oh, those pipes are apparently pretty heavy compared to the solar panel. That's interesting. I would have figured it would have tilted the other way. Let's just rebuild that hinge so it's the right way up. No, I didn't bring any glass on me, but that's okay. Let's at least just get some power on the grid here so the hinges stay put. Yeah, I don't really like the look of that. That looks weird. We don't really have any other half blocks, though. I mean, I know we got, like, scaffolding, but I was really hoping to, like, cover up the space here. I may just use that just to cover up the conveyor port, and then we'll carry this along like this. And we'll probably change the color as we go, but that's fine. See that, and then let's get our hinges on here. Negatives are going to face east. Okay, we'll just grind out these parts and we'll attach it to the frame. That will be the easier way. Alright, we got an unknown signal over here. I want to go play around with it and see if we get a interesting skin or not. Hopefully that Cubulus or whatever that is up there is not going to be too mad at us. We're already within 3 kilometers of it, so that's not great. Trying to fly as low as possible. Try not to piss him off. Well, that one looks pretty cool. Comes with a hydrogen engine. That's pretty awesome. And we got a cow helmet. That's great. Yeah, that's actually pretty good if you were, you know, just trying to start out and get some blocks. It gets you some large steel tube and some metal grid. That's pretty good. There's the cargo container. Some cobalt and some silicon. That's not too bad. We're just wasting energy here. I left my inertial dampeners on. There we go. I guess it's a cubiculus? Cubiculus 1. Looks like he's staying out of our way for now. And I'm flying towards the wrong base. That's the peanut over there. We want over here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get back to building here. Let's turn off our HUD signals just because it gets a little overwhelming sometimes. Yeah, I think that'll be good. It'll be industrial, much like we have the rest of the base, so probably a little bit more elegant design I could do, but I think this is going to mesh in the best with what we have. Alright, hinge part in there. Then we'll make sure we attach them all. Alright, it's definitely going to get dark before we get this project finished, so let's go ahead and just carry out here for a little bit. I don't have the normal blocks, we'll just go up with this, why not? It's just going to be temporary anyway. But I want to put a wind turbine up here. Give us a little bit of power throughout the night while we do this project. Alright, let's go ahead and start placing all the solar panels. So I've got a plan for this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to leave a gap. And then do 1, 2, 3. And just continue that pattern across, and it'll make sense in a little bit of why I'm doing that. Alright, I was over getting some oxygen, refilling my bottles as well. And another unknown signal came in, so let's go ahead and wait for this guy to drop. Is it the same one? Does it have that large hydrogen thruster on the bottom? Looks like it. Yeah, it is the same one. Okay, well, I was hoping for a different model. That's okay. And my inventory's full. That was dumb. And we got a leopard drill. Okay. Okay, there is one station done. Let's go ahead and just get rid of this guy. And let me get some interior plates so I can build those pillars. And I'll get the other 2 sections done here. That color, but battered armor. There we go. Alright, can I place these blocks? I can. Place these blocks from the ground, that'll be good, so don't waste so much hydrogen. Now that I'm seeing the sun go down here and how long that shadow is going to get, maybe we should have built these guys spaced further apart, but then that would have been kind of a pain, more of a pain, with the voxels, so that's okay. Let's go ahead and get some solar panels on here. Alright, I got all those solar panels on, but now that I'm looking at it, I think we need a couple more here on the end, so let's go ahead and add these guys. Oh, that's the blue color, we don't want that. I want the black for the rail. Yeah, something like that. Maybe we'll put something on the end. Thinking just the one hanging out. I think 2 would look a little awkward. Let's just do 1. Alright, there we go. That looks a lot better. Let's do the other end, and then let's get this guy welded up. Oh man, this takes a lot of solar panels. Well, I gotta go back to base and get more material. Maybe charge up the batteries for a little bit. Alright, there we go. Hopefully we got everything. Let's just go ahead and park on this end, that's fine. Alright, so we did run out of glass at some point. Let's see if we can find it. 4. Alright, this one has 2. 0 over there. These ones should have it all then, right? Yes. So we're missing basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 of them times 4. So we'll need 80 glass to fix this guy up. So I'll mark that down to remember it, hopefully. I guess they function without it, but let's go ahead and get working on the rest of this. Alright, I want to go ahead and use the truss pieces here to connect these guys across so we can get rid of these temporary steel plates here. I'm thinking that will work, yeah, because that guy will still get 90 degrees of turn down there. I don't think I want to go up one, no, because then it wouldn't rotate. There we go. That guy can connect across like that, and then we can get rid of these. I guess we won't get rid of this one right now, because it's attached to our wind turbine. Alright, yeah. And then I'll continue that on the rest of the posts here. I think that'll look good. Sometimes the way that sun glitches through the planet is very obnoxious. Okay, there we go. Got all the truss pillars in, and then I put a light up on the top. I don't know if I like it 100%. We might come up with some other lighting. Because these are kind of top-mounted instead of bottom-mounted, but, so I may make these, like, blinking warning lights for if a rover's driving underneath or something. That might be good, but we'll keep it at least for now, because it's nice to have the light while we work. All right, and then the reason that they're all on one grid is I want to do something a little bit different. We can do one of these. We'll put a camera on it. Let's go ahead and do that now. I think maybe we can get one of these on there. Yeah, I can't really stick it on the end of that. I think maybe we'll put it here in the center. All right, let's just put some temporary blocks in here for now, and then grind this guy out. But there we go. We've got an interior block on there. It's a little bit goofy, but we need a camera somewhere. I think that's probably the best spot. Okay, I thought I had enough for that. Alright, so we'll use a turret controller to track the sun. We'll have that camera track it, and we'll use one of these hinges in here to rotate it. We'll call it the main. Maybe it'll be this one. Yeah, let's just call this one the main while we have it. And then the other ones will all turn off on this row. So they, you know, rotate freely as that guy tries to rotate. And then for the side ones, we could also do additional turret controllers, but because I can't do anything normal, I want to change it up a little bit, and that's why this is all one grid. So let's go ahead and work on the mechanism. Okay, so on the underside here, I think I'm going to carry these guys out like that, and then here in the center, we're going to do a pillar. I think is probably the best thing to do. Nope, it's in with the trusses. There it is. We'll do a cylinder down like that, and then we're going to do another hinge. There we go. We'll do the negative going east as well, which is fine. There we go. We're going to add a medium head to this so we can use small grid. It's because I think it'll look better. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Let's get our... Nope, it's in here. Cylinder block. Okay, there we go. Cylinder column. Negative is going to face east. It was already right. Just didn't see the ticker. That ship looks a little close. How close are you? 4.8. I think we're okay. As this track gets longer, I worry about these ships more and more. Because now our base is going to be longer than 5 kilometers. And so some of these that are getting close to us is going to get close to our stuff. Alright, there we go. Got the mechanisms in there. I'll weld those up later. Let's see, we want to put some blocks in here. I guess we have these floor blocks, right? There's only like a couple. Oh, there is the one that's 3 by 3. Let's do that. That'll make this a lot easier. Might as well use the blocks. Let's see, it has a vent on one side. I guess we'll just put the vent out there like that. Why not? Another one there. Another one there. I guess we need some construction components. Let's see, and then I'm going to go ahead and put these truss pillars across, but we're going to be one off. So we just need to come out one block. I'm not sure exactly what to do that in. I kind of want it to be designed somewhat. Would be kind of nice. What does this have for single blocks? Or should I do the tube? Will the tube look okay? We did a tube there, and then the truss pillar on top of it. Not really. That one just has too many decals on it to look good from all the angles. Alright, so we'll just put some blocks on the end, I think will be the better option here. Alright, let's carry our truss pillars across. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll get a merge block. And hopefully these guys will merge on their own. There we go. And we can carry the second section across. Right, there we go. Now we've got one strut that goes all the way across, and what we're going to do is freely rotate all of these hinges as well, so that when this guy rotates, it should move the other two. So we have to make sure that this hinge is not in line with that hinge. This axis has to be different, so we lowered it down one. So now I got to do that on a few more sections here. I guess 1-2 more of them is all. It's not too bad. Alright, got the other struts done, and then I added lights on these beam blocks underneath. I think that looks pretty good, although I think the radius needs to be increased. I've got the intensity down to like half, or like 0.5, so I don't want it too bright, but it definitely doesn't reach very far out. So let's go ahead and find those lights. 15's a little bit better, but it kind of creates a weird glow That's not bad. Alright, I was going to put one of these big turret controllers down, but I'm wondering if we can get away with the small one. Can we, like, hang it off of here and use it to track the sun? I don't know if that's an option or not. I've never played around with the small ones to do tracking the sun. So do they track the sun? And they can. Yeah. We just need to tell it what stuff. So we're going to do the main hinge and then our camera, and then we should be able to check that on, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, that saves a lot of, well, material for one, detector components, but I think it looks pretty cool. And the camera is right there, so that kind of makes sense. That's probably some structural overkill, but that works. I think I'm actually going to turn that truss light off and use it like it's more of an antenna than anything. I think that looks kind of nice. Alright, well, we got a storm coming. That's great. Let's go ahead and start working on our hinges here. So we need to go in and find all of our white hinges here that are not our main. Alright, let's just name those all base hinges. And then this guy we're going to do as our base hinge main, so then we know that that's in our turret controller. So then all of these ones that are, let's just do base. All of these ones that are not our main, we're going to go ahead and turn them off. And maybe we'll take the torque down, but I think that'll be fine. Okay, let's look for our other hinges as well. I'm going to call them linkage hinge. Why not? And then all of those we will also want to turn off. And now when we rotate this guy, it should rotate them all as long as we have enough torque. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so the mechanism is pushing all of them at once, which is great. So we can come back this direction. And I haven't shared any inertial tensors or anything, so it's actually pretty stable with all of those arms, so that's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's where it's going to track the sun now, so once the sun comes out, these guys will tilt towards it. We'll definitely have some shadow issues in the morning, where like this solar panel will block this one, but I think that looks pretty cool. Let's figure out our maximum rotation. Looks like 40 degrees is the max. Yep. Okay, we'll rotate that way, and let's rotate back the other way, make sure it's going to go. Looks like it won't go that far. We're touching the ground, I guess, so... let's do 35 on both of them. It's probably more the safe option. Alright, that's awesome. I love it. That's working really good. We might want to put some strobes or something on the end of these solar panels. Other than that, it's working great. Yeah, these storms, they just end abruptly. It's really weird. Ever since the update, they just stop. It's very strange. Okay, now we just need to wait till morning. Let's go ahead and set up our turret controller to track the sun. Let's go ahead and take this multiplier down to like 1 for now. We don't need to do anything with the elevation because we don't have anything on that rotor. And then always aim at the sun. That should be good. Now we just gotta wait for sunrise. Alright, well, since we gotta wait till daytime anyway, let's go ahead back to base and get some battery components, because I want to build a substation so we can actually go and connect this over to our grid. Saw on Reddit somebody had their own tool exchange device that they were playing around with, and they mentioned putting a merge block down to make sure the ship's aligned, and I don't know why I didn't think of that, but maybe I'll do that. I always have a problem with the merge blocks because it renames everything, so I don't know if that'll screw up any of our toolbar stuff, but might be an option to try a merge block. Okay, we weren't quite as low as I thought. We had 1 dot there, but we're at 47% charge. That's not too bad. Alright, we're at 69% charge. Nice. That's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and unlock and go back to our solar farm. So I was able to make some power cells, but we are actually really low on nickel. So I'm going to either need to take the excavator out and get some nickel, or we're going to have to make a mine for it. This is probably nickel right here. I don't know what this material is actually underneath here. Does this guy have an ore detector? I don't think it does. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this guy off temporarily. I want that off. And then I'm going to rotate this guy back to 0 degrees. Okay, there we go. We're at 0 position. We've got a couple batteries down there. Let's go ahead and disconnect all of this stuff with our wind turbine. Alright, and we have a full and complete set. Now we can go ahead and blueprint this. And if I remember, I will upload this to the workshop. Okay, Well, we might play around with the colors as well, but it's all black right now, but it works pretty good. I really like it. Okay, we can turn this guy back on and track the sun. Now it's going to tilt the other way. Okay. That's alright. Once the sun comes out, it should be fine. That's so smooth, though. I'm really surprised. I thought we were going to have to, like, share inertial tensors or do something, but it's really smooth. We'll see what happens when we connect it to the rest of the grid. I just went ahead and grabbed parts. Let's just put an ore detector on here and see what we have underneath us. Just curious. Alright, well, it turns out we have ice underneath us here, so that's something. Maybe we'll make a hydrogen engine battery backup thing over here. Might be a good thing to do. Alright, so I think we'll come off of this pillar here. I don't know if I'm going to completely carry it off, but I at least want it in line so we can make a conveyor tunnel. Alright, let's see where our foundation would lie. That's actually not too bad. I think we will connect it to the same grid as that track. It'll make it a lot easier to connect it up. We'll probably do an underground conveyor system, and then we'll go up right there. Alright, the ice is kind of over here, so I think we'll have kind of our power generator over here. We'll have a drill that goes down to get some ice right here, and then we'll have our hydrogen engines here, which means we'll have kind of our batteries over in this direction. So let's go ahead and build some battery units. We're definitely going to have to get some more nickel before we get all these guys constructed, but I think that'll be fine. Do I have my white color? I really don't. I need my color schemes. Right, there we go. Got our wallow color so we can play off of it. Let's see. I want the batteries. I'm going to use the warfare batteries because they just look better. Okay, so I'm thinking a battery pack like this. Maybe we'll spin it around. We'll have to give ourselves access to weld it up, but basically I'm thinking we'll do something like this. With these side panels. Yeah, that'll be good. And then this guy will go like this. That guy angled down. Alright, and then the white color, I think we're going to put heat vents on the side here, so it's like venting out the, heat generated from the batteries. Alright, and then I'm thinking we put a couple thrusters like this, so they are basically fans spinning around. I think that would be cool. And then we'll encapsulate that with our orange color. Alright, well, out of all things, I ran out of steel plate, so that's cool. Not 100% on the color, but that's kind of what I'm going for, is something like that we have this enclosed box. This is drawn in air, and this is exhausting out the heat out the back. To keep our batteries cool, we'll obviously have to get the other ones in the inside welded up. But I think that looks pretty cool, and we'll just carry another one of those, like right here, and keep going down. We might not go much further this direction, but apparently I need to get some more steel plate. And then I'm definitely out of nickel to get enough batteries built. But I think that will be good. And then we'll dig a tunnel at some point to connect back over there. And then we'll have to dig a tunnel down and connect up to one of these as well. Alright, I got some more steel plate and other material. Looks like the sun is coming up, so we'll get a good test out of our solar farm over there. But let's go ahead and maybe make some more battery stations here, at least just the shells. Let's see, one will go there. So I'm thinking here we're going to do it a little bit different. I want to find the new door. Yeah, this corridor round hatch. I want that guy. Let's see, this guy has a top and a bottom, right? Yeah, so I guess it's got to go there. Alright, there we go. That door looks pretty good. Now in here, we're going to put these ladders down like this, and we'll dig a tunnel down and connect over to our solar panels over here so we can get the grids connected. So let's go ahead and carry this guy out. Let's see, that'll be the tunnel area there. I want to be able to create some GPS locations above ground. Okay, well here is our convergence point, so let's go ahead and create a GPS. And then this one we're going to be kind of going at an angle, so we want to dig over here a little bit, so let's go ahead and put this one right here. Okay, and that'll be our solar pillar. Let's go ahead and change the color of those. We can do both of them at once now, so that's cool. Select that one and that one. We'll make them, I don't know, pink. Seems like a good color. There we go. Nice. I definitely need to turn off some HUD stuff over there. Holy moly. This is why I normally have all the HUD stuff turned off, because it is obnoxious. Well, we definitely don't need to go very deep here. Probably just like 3 blocks down, really. Hopefully I don't blow up that thing. Sometimes it gets a little temperamental. Alright, I think this is a good depth so we don't mess with the voxels. Yeah, that won't be too bad. And then I'll just carry this over to that convergence point and then over to that solar pillar, and we will get some stuff hooked up. Alright, looks like I've reached our midpoint there, so now I need to come from the solar panel down to here. Let's see, let's grind out that, because that's connected there. I'm a little afraid to right-click drill for this first section, but I might have to do it. We're going to old-school drill for a little bit here until we get down far enough. Yeah, it's better. We're not messing with the voxel too much. Okay, now we can go down.
Inventory.
Let's go ahead and just dig a little bit more. Get these rocks out of our way.
Inventory full.
Or not. Come on. Come on, rocks. I need you to drop. There we go. Alright, we should be able to just dig down and just follow the contour of this block to find our other block. Okay, there we go. Now we just need to clear a space and probably just use connectors. I don't think the connectors are just going to directly connect, so we might have to put a hinge on. Alright, let's dig out there, let's put this block here, and let's put a hinge in. And we can't place it. I'm going to dig out more dirt. There we go. And then, yeah, that's probably not going to work, is it? Nope, we're going to need another hinge right there. What happens when you just place it willy-nilly in the voxels? You got to come up with these weird connections. This will rotate upward, I guess. That looks pretty good, though, from that direction, so that's good. Okay, there we go. I got that welded up, and I've got enough for another connector. We should be able to get this guy to go, let's see, upward? Yes. Please connect. Oh, yes, there we go. We do want to make sure this is not used for parking. And now we should lock. There we go. It's ugly, but we have power connection now. Alright, now we can get rid of all this temporary scaffolding stuff. Alright, I can't really decide if I like the white or the black. Guess I have to let me know. Should I put different colors on here? Should I not have it orange? I just kind of wanted to kind of stand out. I mean, it's not daytime, so that doesn't help. But trying to make it just look like little battery packs that are going to be plotted around. We'll probably put like another like 4 or 5, or at least until the voxels kind of start merging in, and then over here we will put our hydrogen engine generator thing. So I think that'll look pretty good. Oh, we got a parachute over there. Might have to go grab that while we wait for the sun to come up. Oh, we're getting low on hydrogen too. Let's go ahead and go return the ship here. Alright, looks like we're starting to get a little bit of power on some of these solar panels as the sun comes up, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Sun's coming up, got a little bit of power coming up on the solar panels. It'll get more as, you know, the day progresses, but I think we got a pretty good system here. Yeah, we're definitely casting a lot of shadow on our units behind us, but that's alright. It's looking pretty good. Alright, I brought the snub fighter over here because the lobster is charging. Let's go ahead and go get that unknown signal and hope that that peon doesn't come after us. Wow, this one's just gonna land like right next to our base. Alright, let's see what we get today. And I didn't get anything special. Okay. Alright, well I think this is where I'm going to call it an episode. This took a lot of work. I don't know how much of it's going to make it on camera, because it was a lot of redundant tasks to get all of 3 of these solar panels working. But I think it looks pretty good, and the mechanism working pretty good. So now we have some louvered solar panel farm, and we got a blueprint of it, so we can go ahead and recreate that later. Alright, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.